folks, Carl here from Making Models. Welcome to part 6. In this part we're going to cover the tracks. As you can see, I've just put a base coat of NATO black on those. Now I've already worked one set completed. One of the tracks I should say, and I just carried out a few experiments to see what results I could get. So now that I've completed it, I'm going to show you how I've managed to get this effect on the tracks. Zoom in a little bit so you can see it. So we've still got that bit of metal showing through where they touch the road, and then they're full of mud, gunk and rubbish. So I just need to wait for this one to dry, and we shall get on with it. Hopefully end up with one exactly the same as this. Speak to you shortly. Right, this is now dry, so what I want to do now is on the raised part of the track, the parts that are going to be touching the ground, I'm just going to put a touch of chrome silver so that it looks like the top part of it's actually worn away, so you can see the bare metal where it's actually touching the road. Got a bit of crap there, we'll cut that off in a minute. So it's literally just a matter of painting across the top of the track like that, and we're going to do that on all of them. You don't need to be too careful, doesn't matter if it goes out a bit, because it's all going to get covered in grime and dirt. What I'm also going to do, get a little bit of tissue, I'm also going to dry brush down the edge of the track as well. Let me zoom in. I'm not going to be doing it with this brush, but I'm just going to use this brush to show you. So I'm literally just going to dry brush down the edge so we can get a bit of definition on those teeth as well. I'll do that on both sides. Like so. So we get that kind of effect all the way down the track. So I have just missed that end piece there. So I'm going to crack on with that, and we'll be right back. Okay, this is now dry. If we bring it down a bit, you can see I've dry brushed the outer teeth on the edge of the track, and this is all silvered. Some of this is going to come away on the next process, but we want it there so that when we do dry brush it again after, there's some already there. So the plan is now you're going to need a wash and a dust or a powder of the colour that you want. I've gone for like a browny colour, so it's just a chalk in there. The chalk I'm using is out of one of these pack. This is a pack of chalks, and all I've done is decanted the brown into the pot. These are available, well, I've got these ones from Amazon, a couple of £, $3 or $4. Not too expensive, so it's ideal for doing stuff like this. Obviously you can still get the professional stuff, but for something like this I don't think you need the expensive stuff. Well, so we're going to wash the track, and then while it's still wet we're just going to literally smother it with the powder that I've just thrown all over the place. So you're going to want a couple of sheets of paper, one that you can do the wash on, and you need to quickly change it over to a dry piece of paper so any of the powder that's left over or doesn't go on the tracks and gets brushed away, you can decant back into the bottle. So I have another sheet of paper standing by that I did the last ones on. So give it a shake. And then we're just going to wash the whole track. So I shall speed this bit up. Wash the same way as you'd wash anything else. Just fill it up. The main thing for this is to get it wet with a little bit of colour. So I shall speed this up. Okay, that is now all wet, so we're going to whip that piece away, whip this piece in, and I'm going to get our powder, and we're literally just going to pour it on all over. Big brush. Pull it all back, and then we'll go over the bits that we've missed. Don't need to be gentle. Just move that to the side a second while we get all this gathered in one place. So bring it back, and we'll just start burying it. Now we want to brush it off and get some of this dust off, because we don't want it all on. Don't want it too thick. And we want that silver to come through. Like I say, this process will take some of that silver off, and then we want to flip it over. Let's get this all back into one bit again. Flip it over and then brush down the inside of this. Now that the wash should pull through onto this side of the track and completely wet it, like so. And we then want to just go and flick this on this as well. Quite a messy process. I think the results are worth it, what we get in the end. Just this end piece. So again, I'll go over and get that top layer very gently, just brushing over the top of it to get the dust off the part of the track that actually touches the road. So just put that to one side a moment. Gather this back together and get it back into the pot. It says. So we've used probably about 2/3 of what was in there, and that track is now done. Comparison to this one, because this one's dried, I've been over and lightly dry brushed over the raised points of the track, so we're going to wait for this one to dry, do the same. So this is the one that's finished and this is the one we've just done. Not much difference, but we should, once it's dry brushed, once it's dry and then dry brushed, I think the effect is quite good. So it looks like it's been used, but it's dried out and it's just general use, so we get that effect on both sides. So that is how I'll try and get my teeth in. That is how I have done my tracks. So I just thought I would share how it's done. There was a few trials and errors. I tried using this powder for a wash. It didn't really stick very well, and when I come to put in this powder just by using a brush, it literally just took all the paint off. So we haven't actually brushed anything onto this, we've just made it wet and then poured it on and let it stick wherever it wants to stick. See, we've even got some of the larger pieces like stones in the track. It's very, very random. So I shall let this one dry. I shall put this one to the side somewhere safe. I shall dry brush it and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. We shall be back shortly. Right, that is that as good as dry, so we're now going to a very, very light dry brush. So I'm going to load up my brush, take some of the excess off, and then we're very lightly just going along the edge. You don't want it all over. Just to bring that silver stroke aluminium look back out. I'll go the other way in a moment. A bit more. We want to get it so it's completely on. Flip that round and go the other way. Hardly put any on at all. I might just see if this will take a little bit more. And there we have it, finished tracks. Obviously once we put them on, because these tracks are quite tight, we're going to have to either use a staple to hold these in place, because you have to stretch them quite bad, and then we're going to have to glue them in place. So once we've done that, we'll probably have to go around and touch up the dust again, bits and pieces like that. But that is them done. So if we zoom it in, and there we go. And that's my dog shouting at atoms in the back garden that are moving. Yep, he's definitely found something that's threatening the house. So there we go, finished. So now these are done, I'm going to start doing bits and pieces with a diorama. So we shall speak to you shortly.